A lot of people are concerned about minerals right now. There's a big thing going on right now. Last year it was bottled water, which is still kind of big now, but last year it was there's bottled water and then BPA, and now it's kind of drugs in the water is a big one. But also it is the pH level. You know, an ionization of water is big right now. Ionizers and stuff like that. Well, what the Berkey does, a lot of people are asking, well, what's the pH level of a Berkey? What is the water? Does it like distillation? You know, does it leave the water in? Leave the minerals in the water? Is it like distillation? Does it take them out? Like distillation, does it take them out like reverse osmosis? And the great thing about the Berkeys is, and why the water people talk about the taste, is because it leaves the minerals in, like magnesium, potassium, calcium. They're in the water, and that's what brings flavor. And a lot of people are like, oh, my water was so nasty before, and now it has flavor to it. And it doesn't necessarily put in minerals into the water, but it naturally preserves the minerals that are in there. And that, I think that's what it's important to people. People want to not only have pure water, but they want it to taste good. Nobody wants to have water that tastes bland. People get Berkeys and stay with the Berkeys and love using them day in and day out because it changes the taste of the water from not only chlorine. A personal story with chlorine is that I went to, a couple years ago, we went to Big Bear, California on a vacation. And while we were there, we took our Royal Berkey with us. And in the process, I set it up on the counter, start putting water into it, and we took the water with us. But the water in the top chamber, you usually take a whiff of it if you have a Berkey system, is take a whiff of how that water tastes, or smells, I apologize, how it smells. You will see that it smells like chlorine usually, at least in Big Bear, they're doing heavy chlorination of the water, and so it removed that all. And we were drinking, and the water was delicious, and there was nothing wrong in the sense after that. But we could definitely see a difference. So I've taken. I know we've taken the Berkeys on trips. We've taken it to water sources. I've been able over the last 5 years to meet a lot of wonderful people, and we'll hopefully have some of those people on the show. But another person that I had the opportunity to get to know via email only, really, and on the phone a little bit, was a man from Northern California. And he took the black Berkey elements. He took the Berkey Light. And this is when we could ship the Berkey to California. Not anymore, but I'll save that for another show. But he bought a Berkey Light and took it home, and he worked for a municipality in Northern California. He actually worked for it, but he wanted to test the Berkey out first. So he took the Berkey Light, made that top chamber black as night. Pretty much, he said, I couldn't see the black Berkey elements in the top chamber. I don't know what he put in, heavy chlorine and other nastiness, whatever he could find. I don't know exactly off the top of my head where the exact water source of all the water he put in, but he made sure it was nasty. And he drank the water, let it go through crystal clear, and drank the water and never got sick. And he ended up writing me a letter about how great the Berkeys were and how great he actually did testing on the Berkeys, his own private testing through the municipality. Has a lot of machines and whatnot. And the water company that he worked for had these machines, and so he tested for chlorine. And actually the testing came below what the state of California requires in things like chlorine and everything. So that was a plus to hear, and he had sent that information. And he actually, the really neat thing was he presented it to the city, not the city, but the water company, and the water company they worked for. He was a chemist, that's what he did, so he knows all about some of these things, and he was very, very adamant about fluoride and didn't like it one bit added to the water. But the great thing about him was that he did this testing and he presented it to the board. He presented it to the group of people, and they all loved it. And he showed the testing and everything, and you know, went on to just praise the Berkeys and praise the things that they do, and he has it to this day. I haven't heard back from him in probably over a year, but it was great. This is what this is about. This is about helping people, and you know, I enjoy that part of it immensely, and that's where my passion has been, is helping people get better prepared. Now, if anybody wants to call in, there's only about 5 minutes left, 5 to 7 minutes left before I take a breath. Now, I know I've been talking pretty consistently, but I want to know if you'd like to call in. The call-in number is 347-326-9604. Call in and ask a question, or I'll hopefully by next show I'll have a little bit, I'll get together something in my mind. I want to let people know about kind of what we have to offer for people, for incentives for people that are listening. Now, hopefully most of you are online right now listening, or on your iPhone, or wherever you're at listening. I recommend going onto our website to the homepage, which is directive21.com. Or if you go to goberkey.com, click on the homepage, and if you go there, you'll see on the left-hand side, and I'm going there right now, you'll see it say, sign up here for our specials and newsletter. We have a monthly newsletter that goes out on usually the first Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of every month. We have a special, we have information. I'll be announcing the show, and we let those who are loyal have links and information on our specials, and we really do have specials. This isn't like you sign up for the newsletter and you get a chintzy little special. We have some dang good specials for our listeners, and they take advantage of them all the time, or for our listeners or for our readers. So if you type in your email there and sign up on October 4th, that's when our next one will be debuting. I'm working on it right now, and it's just a simple email. You can unsubscribe at any time. I don't spam you every day. I usually keep it, it'll be 1 or 2 a month. And usually the newsletter goes out, and I'll have a reminder during the middle of the month or something. But usually right now, the moment, it's just 1 newsletter a month. And it's just information, letting you know we're here, and giving our loyal customers like yourself and those who have purchased us before, you know, an incentive really to get prepared. A lot of people, I had a gentleman call me just today, and he's like, I need a little bit of a break on this deal. And he had a package he put together, and we gave him a little bit of a deal. And he was like, you know, we're here to help people fit things into their budget. You don't need to go into debt over getting a Berkey. And if you're not ready yet, don't sweat it. I don't use fear or anything like that. I think I take, like James Talmadge Stevens, it's just, you know, a lot of people just are in their prep mode. And they're just in, and it takes time. Nobody preps overnight. And so I'm here, whether you call me. I think I had a gentleman also, he called me today. He said, hey, I called you a month ago. I'm ready to order now. That is just fine. So I want to really close out this show with giving that information. You can sign up for our newsletter anytime. We've been doing the newsletter for almost a year, and there are thousands of people on the newsletter. There are thousands of people getting better prepared. That's what this is all about, is getting better prepared, you know, is helping your family. I had a gentleman also call and say, hey, I want to make sure that when if there's anything happen, my kids know that I'm prepared. And they won't go, you know, Daddy, am I not, you know, why aren't you here? Why aren't you preparing? Those kind of things, take away those fears. Now, I want to announce one thing also, is that we are going to be, for those that are in Utah, and this is the first show, but we are going to be at the Self-Reliance Expo, selfrelianceexpo.com. We're going to have a booth there. My wife and I will have a booth at the expo. I know James is going to be there also, James Talmadge Stevens, and we are going to be there. It's November 5th and 6th, Friday, November 5th, Saturday, November 6th. And we're going to have a Berkey booth there and other preparedness product booth, and we invite you to come and check us out. I know it's really only for Utah, maybe listeners, or if you're coming out that way, it is in November. It's about a month and a half away. You'll be able to meet us in person, and it'll be a treat to see you there. So nobody called in this show. It's no problem. Hopefully we'll have some calls. I will have that guest on I believe he's listening right now, so he knows he'll be coming on in about 2 weeks. I'm trying to at least get a couple shows in, give you guys some information. Next week, I'll heavy hit it with some more information on Berkeys, preparation information, but go into more detail about the black Berkeys and about which system is best, how much the systems filter, how much water will be created, so say in an hour's time, the rough estimates, practical uses for Berkeys, and just other ideas that I can throw together in the next week. I do hope that if you have any questions, you can call me. My phone number is 877-886-3653, 877-886-3653. Like I said from the beginning, this is not going to be a Berkey show for 20 or 1 hour a week, just pushing Berkeys or pumping Berkeys or not even pumping or pushing Berkeys, just Berkeys. It's going to be more. I'm going to try to make it a water show also, all things related to water. I've got a couple minutes left, and I think I just want to touch on that point that we're going to try to have people on that are in preparation and do water in their business, all types, storage of water, how to get clean water, any types of water, water topics. We're going to have a water topics show too. It's not just going to be the Berkey guy, all things Berkey. It's going to be much more than that. So I hope that you all will stick around for the next week's show. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, next Tuesday at September 28th at 5 p.m. Thank you all for tuning in. You feel free to call me anytime. I hope you have a wonderful night. I just want to thank those again who are listening, who have purchased from us before. You've made this all possible and helped me grow by not only your questions, but also by helping my family. And I just want to say I really appreciate it. From my family to yours, we really appreciate it. From the Berkey guy, this is our first show, our debut show. Hope everyone has a wonderful night, and take care. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.